Coronavirus has made some major changes to JCCC, with classes being moved online and some programs being completely cancelled altogether. With that in mind, many people are wondering how the performing arts are doing, since it's imperative that you meet in person to be successful. I spoke with student Meg Weldon and artistic coordinator Scott Stackhouse for further details.
We moved to the underground garage out in front of the Black Box Theater, and we just did a show called Defying Gravity by Jane Anderson, which is about the Challenger disaster, which coincided crazily with that release of the Netflix special. We had no idea, but that was kind of interesting how that happened. And then we ran it for 2 weekends. So they were in rehearsal for about 5 weeks, and then we ran it for 2 weekends down there. We're limited to gatherings of 30 people, including performers, so we could have up to 19 people in the audience, spread out. Most of the time the weather was beautiful, and we created a small theater down there.
However, the transition has had a couple problems, as with any class or program during these times.
Given the circumstances now, we have to cope to social distancing and being very self-aware, which is something that you don't typically do when you're acting. You don't want to be very self-aware of the people in the audience, the people around you. You want to really just be in the moment, in the scene. And I think it's been hard to stay present and stay doing the things we've been doing normally, because, none of us, I don't think, have really performed outside before, which was also a big curveball given to us. So it was a big learning curve.
One of the most interesting developments has been the transition from the Carlson Center to the Carlson Center parking garage.
We've just turned it into a big open-air classroom. So it does have its challenges if a bus drives by or helicopters fly overhead, or, but that's just part of the animal that we've all decided we're gonna go ahead and deal with in order to do what we wanted to do. It's another way for us to kind of model the main idea, which is that when you have a challenge, that you figure out a way to overcome it. And maybe at the end of the day, the way to overcome it is to not do anything. So at the end of the day, if we discovered, we just can't do this safely, then we would have just shut down. But we didn't want to just shut down at the start, because then we're not modeling the idea that when a problem comes up, you go after it.
Regardless of the challenges and changes, the theater program is set for multiple new performances this semester. They just recently finished Defying Gravity, and their next show is due for November 5th through the 8th. If you have any free time, you should definitely check them out for their next performance. Reporting for the Campus Ledger, I'm Leo Fotovich.